Hi guys. Sorry if you could hear drilling in the background. It's somewhere on my screen. It's freaking annoying. I've heard it all day. Um, just want to say to everyone of you guys is I'm not in my usual setup because quite honestly my room is way too warm today. And today I cannot be arsed as well. I just don't want to bake myself under a bright light with a camera pointed at me, so I'm using my mobile phone today. Hope you can understand that, but I digress on all that. All I can say is I'm still looking forward to going to Pro Wrestling Eve as well as Forbidden Door next month. That will be on my vlog channel, I hope, within the week of me coming back. Now, I just want to say to everyone of you guys is that when I talk about something like Pro Wrestling Eve, it's an all women's company here based here in the United Kingdom. Will Ospreay helps run it with Dan Reed. I'm really, really intrigued to see what actually pans out from this event because, quite honestly, all I know is Julia Hart and Sky Blue are on the card. That's all I know at the moment. I'm hoping Tekla is because obviously I'll get that onto that in the near distant future, obviously on this video. Now, what I want to say to you guys is that AEW last night was a solid show for what we got. I loved everything, certain things about it, obviously. Starting off the show with the likes of Hangman Adam Page, I loved how he addressed the crowd, addressed the fans, and thanks people, etc., etc., etc. I like that sort of entity towards that. It show you how gracious, how far it's actually come from. And obviously, last but not least, thanking Shane Strickland to helping him out. I love the story, what they've actually built towards, obviously, Hangman Adam Page. Like I did a video earlier on in the year, this is the best work I've seen of Hangman Adam Page in this run of AEW. Now, another thing I liked is the way Adam Copeland's come back as Adam Copeland. Um, I'm just really intrigued to see what they actually do with the feud between him and MJF. Obviously, they'll say he'll get arrested or fined and everything like that if he gets anywhere near MJF. I mean, not MJF, sorry. FTR. I'm getting my initials up mixed up. I do apologize. I did like that. I like the way Toni Storm and Athena sort of teasing towards their feud, towards her cashing in. I'm hoping it's going to be at Forbidden Door for her to cash in a shot to the women's title. I'm intrigued to see this build towards Forbidden Door. We haven't got any inkling towards anything that's happening yet. After all, it's the fallout from All In. But I think they're starting to tease towards more All Out because it'll make more sense, obviously, because of the likes of when I was mentioning about Adam Copeland. I feel like that is actually going to go in full fruition going forwards to All Out. But I'm really intrigued to see what we get at All In. I'm not All In. I'm used to saying All In because when it comes to AEW in the United Kingdom, but I'm on about Forbidden Door. The one thing that really excites me the most when it comes to the women's wrestling, how two women technically are under the radar, not get that much public eye, but when they do, they make an appearance or something like that. I like the way they did put Julia Hart and Sky Blue together, even prior to her, if I recall, prior to her injury. At least one thing Julia Hart is technically capitalizing what House of Black is now disbanded by looks of it. Because she's definitely capitalizing on that dark sort of character that she was left behind. I feel like it was hard done by for um, Malachi Black go back to WWE as Aleister Black. I feel like that is really hard done by, but at least one thing Julia Hart got the benefit of that when she's actually gone. I know Buddy Murphy's currently out injured, but she's literally reaping the benefits what actually she was left with. I love how they put her and Sky Blue together. And obviously what actually happened last night, what was actually teased it all in, actually happened. I did like the fact that Tekla's involved. Now, that is an interesting move. A very, very interesting move. It's got me excited, you know. I do respect women's wrestling, as people know, but I just want to say to everyone of you guys is that idea going forward was genius. Absolute genius. You know, I was wondering what they were going to do with Tekla to bring when they bring her in, but the way she was sort of recruited at All In, then it actually happened last night. I'm really excited to see how these three women work together. You know, I'm hoping Tekla ends up being a pro wrestling Eve when I go. I wouldn't mind that. Dan Reed, make it happen. Will Ospreay, make it happen. But it just feels right when I talk about women's wrestling when it comes to AEW. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking WWE, but I just want to say this: when they literally rushed the PLE to make it go out, yeah, it had great reviews. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it should have had more of a build, more respect than what they actually got, and that's just me being honest. But what else can I take away with from Dynamite last night that I can say I enjoyed? Weren't too fussed about the main event as such. I love the fact that they're going all out on the Nick and Matt Jackson, the way they were treated. It looked like they had a video package. I mean, Titantron video intro video made on Microsoft Movie Maker, making it look so basic to the point where they literally had clips of obviously from them going down to obviously their changing room where it looks like it's in the dumps. I'm not being funny. That was an ideal venue and an ideal spot to put them in. You know, because quite honestly, it's quite funny when it's only a small venue, yet they're using full advantage, obviously, towards making it look like it's a shithole. Because obviously, the way Matt and Nick Jackson actually ended up going underneath in the basement where they're actually getting changed. It was funny. It was funny to even put a rival instead of a limo. It's like a Uber or something. I think that's probably a sponsorship deal again with Uber, with someone else like Uber. You know, because you can't technically mention their names if they haven't got like a sponsorship deal sort of thing as such. But that was funny. Absolutely funny golden moments. You know, they still did what they did. I'm intrigued when the likes of Shane Strickland or Swerve Strickland, whatever you want to class him as, and Will Ospreay comes back from his injury. How they're going to enforce the EVP part into the company. You know, I'm really intrigued how they're going to inject that and rub it in probably in the Young Bucks' face. It's just it's comic. It's genius, you know. But end of the day, like I was saying earlier on, the women's division excites me when I literally watch AEW. The Fatal Four Way I did like the outcome. Yes, I liked as well. I forgot to mention about that, but I'm really intrigued to see what's going to pan out from this. I'm looking forward to next week. Toni Storm versus freaking hell, I forgot her name because I don't watch Ring of Honor that often or at all recently. But that's not me. That was obviously due to my time schedule. Obviously, when I was working, now I'm not. Um, Other than that, I had an interview today. Just gonna point that out there. Hopefully, I get it. But keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, like I said to you guys, is that things literally looks good in AEW. I'm really looking forward to going all in, and obviously Pro Wrestling Eve. You don't realise how much of a mission I've got across London with obviously my mate Paddy. I think it's going to take us about an hour on the tube itself because we've got to get 3 different lines to go to there, you know. But obviously, you'll see the vlog exclusively on my vlog channel. Check out my other vlogs and obviously my other uploads. Guys, this is incredible. This is incredible. So the women's division is going to be on top. I know this sort of subliminally teasing towards a women's tag team sort of thing, and I feel like it is technically necessary in AEW. I feel like they could do wonders with the women's tag teams, or they're going to do a women's trio title. There's a thought, you know. But that's just my thoughts and opinions. Tell me your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you again for another video very, very soon. Until next time, catch you guys later.